Christmas is a time of love, laughter, food and presents, a time when people come together to celebrate. But sometimes we forget why we celebrate Christmas and miss the great miracle of God coming to earth. God came down to earth to be with us, save us and show us how to live. He was a king, yet he was not born in a palace. This is the story of how God came to be with us. The story begins with a young woman called Mary. She was an ordinary person who lived in Nazareth, but God thought she was special and chose her for a very important task. God sent an angel from heaven. Mary was scared, but the angel said, "Do not be afraid. God is pleased with you and has chosen you. You will give birth to a son, and you will call him Jesus." Mary looked confused, as she was not yet married. Mary went to find Joseph to tell him about the angel. Joseph became worried. He went away to think about what Mary had said. As Joseph was sitting thinking, an angel came to him. The angel told Joseph not to worry, and that Mary had been chosen to have a baby, whom they must call Jesus. At that time, Caesar Augustus, the ruler of the land, decided to find out how many people lived there. He said that everyone must go back to the place where they were born to be counted. So Mary and Joseph had to travel to Bethlehem, where they had been born. Bethlehem was a long way away, so Joseph and Mary travelled on a donkey. When they got to Bethlehem, they tried to find a place to stay. They tried one inn, but there was no room. So they tried another inn. But there was still no room. Joseph and Mary were getting tired. Eventually they came to a place that opened the door, but there was still no room. The innkeeper pointed to a stable and said they could stay with the animals. Mary and Joseph walked to the stable. Mary was very, very tired, so she went to lay down. The next day, Joseph found a manger, an animal feeding trough, and got it ready with straw for the baby. Mary had the baby and wrapped him in tight cloths and put him in the manger. Mary and Joseph called the baby Jesus. On the hills of Bethlehem, some shepherds were looking after their sheep. Suddenly the sky The angels left, and the shepherds decided to go to Bethlehem to The shepherds spent some time watching Jesus, such a small baby, but the Saviour of the world. When they left the stable, three wise men knew the star would lead them to a very important person, the King of the Jews. So the wise men decided to follow the star. They thought they would find the king in a palace, but he was not there. So they carried on following the star. The star led them to the stable. The wise men came to Jesus and gave presents: gold because he was a king, frankincense because Jesus was the Son of God, and myrrh because he was the Saviour of the world. This is why we give gifts at Christmas, because it is a joy to give. Jesus grew up to do many miracles. He loved the poor and the needy, the rich and the famous. He still loves everyone and is the light of the world.